All right, morning everybody. Positive Pat here. Feeling way better today. Finally made it up at 5 and started, got back on a morning routine ritual. So I kind of fell off the proverbial bandwagon due to an illness I had that had put me in the hospital for a little while and missed a lot of work. But anyways, back from all that now, and I had developed a routine getting up really early, as someone that is always striving to grow personally and in my own profession. That morning time for me, different for everybody. Some people, it is better for them to do things at night, and that's their routine of when they have their own solitude time and solace, and they can really dive in deeper to themselves and their personal growth and development and professional growth and development. But for me, it's in the morning. That's when that just works better for me. So I just wrapped up reading Robin Sharma's audiobook, or having it read to me, I guess I should say, the 5 a.m. Club. And he speaks about the 20-20-20 principle, which basically says, there's 3 20-minute blocks from 5 to 6 a.m. And you design it how you want to. But I was so happy that I did get up today, just jumped immediately out of bed, and then did the workout, which was 20 push-ups, 20 sit-ups, and 100 jumping jacks. Not all like immediately, but in that 20-minute segment, and then did a couple just lunges, all just my own body weight. No actual weights were used. Right now I just want to focus on consistency and committing to that, and later, maybe 2-3 months from now, when that's built into me, then I'm going to try and incorporate strength training. So Pat, this video, when you're watching in the future, is to just remind yourself how great it feels when you get back on the commitment to becoming the person that you want to be, developing those habits that make you grow. So I'm going to do a quick synopsis of my life and cap that with why I'm doing these videos in general, the main purpose and then the secondary purpose. So I grew up in a small town called Elmira, New York. Then we moved to Rochester and lived there for just a little while, and then moved to North Carolina after that. And my dad had a job that brought him down here. So I had a variety of jobs, probably started when I was maybe 12 or 13, doing things around the house, mowing grass, and then eventually later being a lifeguard and doing all sorts of stuff. I think I was maybe 15 or 16 when I had my first sales job, which was selling Cutco knives, which did not go well at all. But now I'm in the sales profession, in roofing specifically, and really do enjoy it. I don't know if it's something I'm going to do forever, but I've built a name for myself around it, and have some clout around myself, and have learned how to manage customers' expectations and make people happy. That's why I enjoy sales. It's not just leading them to a decision I want them to make. I want to do what is best for them, and I feel I have a product and service that I can offer them, that I can offer to them in a way that other people aren't going to, because a lot of that's just who I am, but also my experience and the backing that I have of my team and company. So anyways, started out really thinking that my thing in life was going to be music, and would play for hours and hours. When I was younger, when I was 16, I bought myself my first drum set and was super into metal music, and then discovered James Brown years later, and everything came down to just a very small drum set. So I thought that was going to be the thing, and it wasn't. I probably pursued that for about 8 years, really trying to do it full time. And even before I got into pursuing it full time, I went to Western Carolina University, majored in entrepreneurship with a minor in economics. That was great. I don't think that going to university is everything it's chalked up to be. You have to figure out if that really makes sense for your life, because what carries weight, I think, is just your character and the values and morals that you instill in yourself, that you're going to enact in your role at your job, or if you're running a business, way more than going to school. If you're a doctor, a lawyer, there's some things, you're going to have to go to school for it. But I've just seen too many people and met too many people and had too many people come into my life or been influenced by so many people that at the end of the day, that didn't matter nearly as much as just who they were and how they pursued what they were going after and how they helped people. So anyways, did that, got out of school, was with a girlfriend living with her parents, really toxic relationship. So fortunately that ended. We almost got married. Thank gosh that didn't happen. But we just weren't a right fit. There's no negative energy towards that individual. All of that's gone, and I truly hope that that person's doing well. But got out of that, and then ended up moving back home a couple times. Just felt like I was totally failing in life, and started to get more into the drumming aspect. And fortunately, my parents allowed that at the time. I was still pretty young, and that's when I really picked up practicing 4 or 5 hours a day, working out of books. I started teaching drum set lessons. I started working for a drum manufacturing company. I started doing my own private lessons. I was playing in different bands, trying to do little tours on the weekend here and there. And then eventually I started my own group that has done relatively well. And that is predicated on a lot of knowledge that I gleaned from an individual that I have a massive respect for, that took me under his wing in the business industry. And I really learned a lot in the business of the music industry. I really learned a lot from that individual, and owe a great deal of respect to him. So when I started the band, from a business standpoint, I kind of had some really good pointers of how to go about that. And within 6 months, as a brand new original band, we were opening for regional acts. So that was really cool. And the band's still together. We rehearse every single Sunday. And having that consistency is great. So that's just a very, very short synopsis. Went through a couple different jobs after college. I had a 4-year stint doing a corporate gig at a company called Accenture. That just wasn't for me doing that. Left there. And then I guess after that job is when I started that kind of 8-year pursuit of really trying to go after music. And I became known for that in the area where I live. I had stickers of myself, a silhouette of myself that I would plaster all over the city, and that was kind of fun. But eventually, my wife and I met, and 5 months into the relationship, we had our first daughter. You can see back there, she's now 6 years old. And that just became really tough. And I probably could have continued to pursue that, but it wasn't, I was not being a good partner. I was just so driven and so selfish about the music that I was not fathering as I should, and I wasn't being a good partner the way that I know that I am now, and that I'm continually trying to grow to be. So I had to find something else to do. There were financial pressures, and then I had tried doing my own landscaping to kind of supplement the lack of income from the music pursuit. And a former customer of mine, 2 years after I'd worked for him, I was trying to scale my company, and I called him asking if he needed any ancillary services. He said no, but there's a sales role that I think you'd be good at. You called me 2 years after as a follow-up, so that's good follow-through, which is hugely important if you're in sales. And my wife was the one that actually pushed me to take on this job. She said, "I know how you are. You'll do this. You won't allow yourself to not make it work." And she was right. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. This sales role, not the job itself, but having to develop the mindset of someone that's in sales, led me to reading way more books and getting into the Brian Tracy's of the world, and just everyone that goes from there. Jim Ron, all these amazing, great people. And then that led to newer versions of a lot of these individuals. It started with the Wayne Dyers, but then now I read and listen to Robin Sharma and Ed Milet, all these incredible folks that are out there. And I guess I said I was going to cap this with the purpose, and then secondary purpose of doing these videos. There's not a lot of videos out there on YouTube that show year 2 of someone's 20-year building of whatever they're doing. I don't know what my thing is going to be yet. Maybe it's this channel. I don't know for sure, but that's what I wanted to give out there. I want this to be an inspiration for people, but I really want it to be a daily insight, and that's why I strive to really put these out there every day. This is by far the longest video. I just looked up, it's almost 10 minutes. But you see the podcasts and things developing, not all the time, but a lot of times when someone's, a lot of the people that I watch anyways, they've already accomplished a good bit. You know, they start something and they get a following very quickly. I'm not doing this to have a following, and I only say that because it's easier for them to get their message out when they're already known in their field or for doing whatever else. So I wanted this to be a daily look at someone, just a regular person who is striving to better himself, be a better father, you know, generate more wealth in a variety of forms. You know, more wealth as far as finances, obviously, but with my family, with my children, having better, more loving relationships with friends. And that's what this whole, that's the, I guess that's the main, that is the main purpose, is doing that. And then secondly, or really they kind of tie in together. I could say the first purpose that I really started doing this was I wanted a way that I could look back at myself and see, am I growing? You know, what was I, it's like a video journal called a vlog. That's why I do this, a video log. So I guess I would say that was the first purpose. And the second is that I want it to be something that other people can watch, you know, and maybe they happen to hear something on the day that I just went through something similar, and it's just a message that's like, hey man or woman, you know, you're not alone. Like, everyone goes through these different things. It doesn't matter where you're at in life. I have made more money this year than I thought I probably ever would in 1 year. But now that's allowing me to see, like, wow, I can push myself in a good way, in a healthy way, and continue to grow in all these aspects of my life and reach higher and higher levels and be my best self. And that's what I wanted this video to be for other people, is wherever I'm at in 20 years, I want there to be 20 years of me doing this right here, so that someone can go back and go, yeah, I remember Pat when he was, you know, in 2023, and now it's 2027, and I'm where I'm at then. And it's just a way to track, like, what does the growth really look like? What does it look like before you're a millionaire? What does it look like on the daily basis when you're having the struggles with your kids, but you're also trying to go to sales seminars and rehearse your scripts to try and convince a customer that they should buy what you have, because it really is in their best interest that they have it, because it's going to protect them better. You know, in my case, it's roofing systems. So anyways, I said I was wanting to do a long form video. I think eventually I'm going to do one where I actually kind of write things out, like on a, you know, a graph of some kind. So all of this to say, I really do hope that anyone that watches this, it helps you in some way, shape, or form. And for myself, it's already helping, because when I do go back and look at just the 50 or so videos I've done so far, I like the growth that I'm seeing, and some things it makes me realize, you know, even 30 days ago, I may have said something that now I've slightly changed my view on, and that I need to readjust my thinking on that. So everyone take it easy, stay healthy, and stay positive. See ya.